Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. The SEC has officially signaled that an XRP ETF is coming. Now, to be clear right at the outset, the SEC did not state explicitly, yes, an XRP ETF is approved. I still think that's a virtual inevitability here, but we did get an official signal from them. They acknowledged, hey, this is a thing, and it's just this, and you'll see why as we go through the video. This is not behavior that we've ever seen before from the SEC, certainly not pertaining to XRP. And the reason that we're seeing this is because leadership in the United States, from the top on down in the government, has shifted. If the election went a different way, we would not be seeing this today. We definitely would not. There would be more court battles, this and that, but this is real life now. Elections have consequences, and this is a great one for everybody that's in crypto. And so this is a very real official thing that just happened, communication from the SEC. And I firmly believe that it does mean indeed, in virtual certainty, that an XRP ETF is coming. It's hard to believe that it wouldn't, given given the pro-crypto stance that the United States government has from the top on down for the first time in history. It's almost unimaginable to think that we're not going to get this. And so we also got a headline like this from the Crypto Basic. Ripple CEO reacts as SEC acknowledges Grayscale's XRP ETF application. Yeah, but it's not just that. It's not Grayscale's application that he's responding to technically. Could have had a better headline here. It's the fact that the SEC responded. That's the key part, buried in the lead here. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so the response from the SEC, it had to do with Grayscale's XRP ETF application. And I just want to remind you what we've been through over the last several years, because this would have seemed impossible just a few years ago. Look at this headline from Cointelegraph, January 14th, 2021. So this was just weeks after the SEC sued Ripple, and we knew that we were in for a multi-year battle and everything was falling apart. XRP was being delisted from just about every exchange on the entire damn planet, at least in the United States anyway. Uphold's the only one that didn't, that had a presence in the United States. They're the only ones. And so as a result, not surprisingly, Grayscale, which at the time had an XRP trust, they had to get rid of it. They dissolved the thing. And so we got this headline, January 14, 2021, Grayscale Investments liquidates all of its XRP while it still can. And so I'm sympathetic towards them. Mind you, like they've got customers that they're beholden to who have bought into the XRP trust. And they had very real concern that, hey, if every single exchange in the United States delists XRP, if they halt the trading of XRP, then they can't liquidate the XRP. They're in serious trouble then. So it wasn't just that if they continued to offer the XRP trust as a product, it's not just that the SEC could come after them for that. That's a problem in and of itself. But additionally, Grayscale's not an exchange. They don't just have a bunch of, they're not making markets there, right? They're selling access to the XRP trust. And so the trust is backed by XRP, sure, but their customers are purchasing the trust. So if totally legit concern from them, if it were the case that they couldn't buy and sell XRP in the market, in the United States markets anymore, they're in some serious trouble at that point. So I don't blame them, but I always believed that it would come back once we won the lawsuit, which we did. Oh, we certainly did. Which brings us to this headline, September 12th, 2024. Grayscale to launch a U.S. XRP trust, paving way for potential ETF. So I don't know why it took them that long to get the XRP trust back in action, but they did relaunch the thing. And then we had this headline. This is the newest one, well, before the one that I just referenced at the outset of the video. January 31st, 2025. Grayscale files SEC proposal to convert XRP trust into ETF. And that's what I had been saying for years would ultimately happen, because that's their business model. I'm not some sort of wizard for guessing this, right? This is what they said they were going to do with Bitcoin. So then even after they got rid of the XRP trust, I was like, hey, it's going to be back at some point. And when they bring it back, that's an indicator that they're probably getting ready to convert that son of a bitch into a spot XRP ETF. And wouldn't you know it? And so in a video yesterday, and I posted this video around noon yesterday, Thursday, February 13th, I shared the article that's on the screen right now, and I said, hey, there's actually a real good chance that today you could see the SEC for the first time acknowledge anything having to do with the XRP ETF for Grayscale here specifically. And it was just several hours after I posted that video that it did indeed happen here. Here's what Fox Business journalist Eleanor Terrett said just a couple days ago leading up to this. She said, as per this very helpful table from James Seifert and Eric Balkunas, who are ETF analysts over at Bloomberg, we could see the SEC acknowledge Grayscale's XRP spot ETF filing as early as Thursday, February 13th. If indeed it chooses to acknowledge it. The SEC usually has around 15 days to acknowledge a 19B-4 filing, and Grayscale filed their conversion application on January 30th. Either way, it should give us a good idea of how the current SEC Commission is thinking about XRP. And so we're about to jump into exactly what that means, but it's fascinating to see that the first day where it would have made sense to expect this is indeed when it happened. This is a very different SEC that we're dealing with right now. I mean, they launched a crypto task force. Now, of course, that was the result of an executive order signed by President Trump. But still, doesn't that signal how things are going right now and what we can expect moving forward? The answer is very obviously yes. This is only going to get better. They're going to prove... they're going to approve the vast majority of these things. That's, from what at least the ones that I've seen filed to this point, I would expect either all of them or the vast majority to get signed for XRP and other coins. So here is the post. This is 4:08 p.m. in the evening on Thursday. You got this from Fox Business journalist Eleanor Terrett. And this is the first notification I personally got that this is the case. Found it to be pretty exciting. She wrote, the SEC has acknowledged the XRP 19B-4 filings. Here it is. I'm not going to read this. It's a little dry. It's not necessary. But if you do want to pause and read what the SEC actually wrote, because, mind you, the SEC is about to be full pro XRP because we're having a change in leadership. And Paul Atkins, he's probably going to get approved as the new SEC chair. And it's going to be a whole different game at that point. But you can see that this is this is the official notice. This is what happened. But what's more interesting is why this matters. And Fox Business journalist Eleanor Terrett knocked it out of the park here. Here's what she shared. So for everyone asking what this means, the SEC has acknowledged Grayscale, NYSE's New York Stock Exchange, of course, 19B-4 application to convert its XRP trust into an ETF. And I will also pause to note that the reason this is extra important for anybody that holds XRP is because the XRP trust, while yes, actually backed by XRP, small pool of clients because it's for accredited investors only. When it's opened up as an ETF, that's for everyday Joe Schmo. It's open to everyone. It's regulated. So that's why this is a big deal. Anyway, she continues, no, it doesn't mean automatic approval, and it doesn't even guarantee the SEC will approve it down the line. So why is it notable? Because it means the SEC is being more open-minded and not flat-out refusing to consider these products. Recall, exchanges pulled the Solana 19B-4 applications in December when the Gensler SEC signaled it would not engage with them. So folks, this shouldn't be surprising to anybody. And she's being responsible in wording this the way it is, stating, yeah, it's not a guarantee. And that's quite literally true. This is not a guarantee. I acknowledge that too. I'm just sharing my opinion that it's a virtual certainty this thing's going to get approved. I mean, you guys know everything. Like, you're in the community too. You know all the stuff that's been happening behind the scenes. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse literally meeting with Donald Trump, talking about having XRP added as a reserve currency and a national stockpile of digital assets, stuff like that happening, and Musk favoring made in America cryptocurrencies, XRPs at the top of that list, very obviously. Like, the writing's on the wall here, folks. It's just this would be like me stating, making this prediction that XRP's ETFs are going to get approved this year. That's not a bold prediction in my mind. Like, it's just obvious, to be honest with you. Anyway, Eleanor Terrett continues. To be sure, there's still a whole process to go through with all of these new crypto ETF filings, Litecoin, Doge, Solana, XRP, etc. But this is a good first step, as it means there's at least a chance these products could launch in the future. Next up, the SEC should acknowledge the XRP ETF applications from issuers that filed later than Grayscale, including Bitwise, 21 Shares, Canary, WisdomTree. The 240-day window for Grayscale's approval starts when it gets posted to the Federal Register, which should be in a couple of days from now. So, reasons to be optimistic here. I don't know if anything's going to get approved before you have a new SEC chair actually in place, but this is clearly it's clearly preparatory work. Like the foundation has been laid, let's say. There's very good reason to be optimistic. Now, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse responded to this post from Eleanor Terrett, acknowledging that it had been filed, and said, "I recall pointing out more than once that this was inevitable, despite some vocal assertions to the contrary." Well, you were absolutely correct, Brad Garlinghouse, and I've always been in the same camp as you, believing that this was absolutely inevitable, a virtual certainty. And I said that throughout the last several years consistently, despite the lawsuit, because I always had optimism that we'd come out on the right side of that lawsuit because we're clearly on the right side of history. And usually, not always, but usually in the United States with the justice system, justice or something approximating it is done. And that certainly happened here. So I'm not surprised, but it feels good to know that this is actually our reality now. Absolutely, it's inevitable. XRP is one of the most useful cryptocurrencies, most adopted cryptocurrencies ever created, and those who doubt it do so at their own peril. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because if anything I say are right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.